The engine and chassis bar extraordinaire.
Yes.
Back at it again. Me and Moo put in some freaking work today on Bruner's car, but I'll give you guys an update on that maybe tomorrow or something. We should be firing it here in a few days, but here we are. Like we ended the other night. Got my crossbar in. I went and got the rear end over here with the fork truck, and I'm getting ready to slap the rear end back in, so that way I can set the front struts and get my ride height set and start landing some tubes. Also, my buddy Ron Derrickson at Northwest Auto and Machine, he turned down these tubes for me, so that way I can slide them inside each side the frame rail, so that way I can use this as a sleeve. They recommend 3 inches, but I'm going to do 5 inches on each side. That's what Lonnie Grimm told me to do, and then drill some holes to do some rosette welds, some plug welds. So yeah, I'm gonna be able to get the rear end in, get the frame rails tacked in or even welded in, and then start setting the front struts. So hopefully some major progress will be made tonight. Radial separation. Look at that. So we're gonna look like on small tires going down the track.
I think we should just lift it up this far anyways.
I kind of like it.
I do too. I think it's really cool from back here. So if you look from back here, oh, it's cool looking. We'll just get you like some 4-foot shocks. Some extra long travels.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Look at that thing going down the track.
Oh yeah. Basically, looks like a funny car.
Yes.
I'm down with that. So I think my actual frame rails are a little thicker wall than what the tube is that I took to Ron yesterday. So I put the tubes in the freezer, really cleaned these other tubes out to see if now they'll slide in a lot easier. If these don't slide in how I want them to, they're getting a freaking hammer. Oh no. Let's see how this works out. 1 sec. Didn't even go in a little bit. Not even freaking close. This is stupid, but they'll slide in. This no problem. Gerg, I guess I'm gonna take the flap wheel to him. Stand by. These things whip my butt, but I got it now. Oh yeah. It's a little bit of hammering and we'll be good. Boom. Now I'm gonna weld my rosettes. I can clean those up, weld those. So I really screwed myself. I got mad and tried to hammer that in and I had to relief cut it there. So I'm gonna have to weld that up, which I don't care what anybody says. There was the only thing I could do to actually get the tube out. And this is actually past my firewall, so this has nothing to do with NHRA certs. So it is what it is. So that's that one. Now the other one's freezing. Then I can slide it in. Got my tubes cleaned up. Then I can slide those on, tack them, weld them, and we got the frame rails fixed. Yes, sir. All right, boys, I put in like 2 hours tonight. I literally got my butt kicked for 2.5 hours. I got them spliced. As you can see, you can barely even tell that they're two different tubes. I gotta get them welded up now. I made this tube right here with my new tubing notcher. I actually made that in the last video. I just didn't get it videoed, but this tube right here is the exact width of the ID of the factory frame rails. So I made it so that way this keeps these the exact distance apart that those are, and keeps all this straight. Obviously I measured from outside of here, all that, kept it square. So these are now spliced together. I got my rosette welds. I got to clean those, weld them. Obviously, take the car off the jig, lift it up, weld the bottom sides of everything. But frame rails are there. All they need is welded. Now, I also got my rear end in. Whew, that boy looked good. That boy looked good. Man, I'm dirty. But I got the rear end set like that, so that way I can set the jigs for the front end. Sorry, I'm really bad at camera work. Rear end set at ride height, that way I can set the ride height for the front end, set the spindles, the struts, whatever you want to call them. Get those done, and then, man, this thing literally, like, it could be a roller in a few weeks. So I'm really excited about that. I actually took the shocks off. I put these little things on there. You can't really see them right now, but they're just adjustable. I mean, they're just adjustable rods, almost like a small 4-link bar or a large anti-roll bar link. So that way I can mimic the ride height of the shocks with the weight on the car, because if you just put the shocks on right now, it would just dangle and not be at the actual ride height. So it's at what I think is somewhat near actual ride height right now. All of that will be double checked. You know, I don't even know how to say that. It will be double check all of it. God, my words are messed up right now. It has been a long day. I'm literally just drenched, but I'll double check all that, make sure it is where it's supposed to be before I do any setting of the front. So that way everything's actually right. I don't have to cut anything or redo anything. I just slid some bolts in the rear end. That way, like, I could pull that out really quick if I needed to again. But it is so satisfying to see this thing with wheels back on it and frame rails in front of it. It's just like the little bit of progress is very motivating. Each time seeing, it's like it's not instant gratification, but it's giving me gratification seeing progress. You know, it's not still in the teardown process where you're just like, oh, I got to keep cutting out. Now I'm actually adding on, and it feels good. I'm drenched. I'm gonna go take a shower, but I just wanted to give a shout out to my boys across the pond. Let me flip my camera real quick. With Jake Myers from Team Sicko. This dude has a 66 Mustang with a blown, I think it's a blown big block Chevy. I don't even know the setup in it, but these dudes are killing it in the skid stuff over there. I think he just won like 15 grand or something. He's the one that sent me my Street Machine mag of Uncle Sam in it when we did Sick Week, and he sent me a hoodie, a bunch of stickers. Like, these dudes are just awesome. They have way more followers than me on Instagram, but they follow me on Instagram, and he's just like a great dude. He's super cool. I cannot wait till I go over there. I'm gonna go over there. I'm mark my words. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna see Jake Myers, and I'm gonna see Harry Hall, and we're gonna party hardy, boys. So that's it for me today. I got a long day tomorrow again. Me and Moo will be back at it again in the morning, and maybe tomorrow night I'll make even more progress. I'll get them things welded in and maybe even set a strut. I don't know. Shop. Getting ready to take these bars off and drill the holes in them that I forgot to weld or drill last night. And then I'm gonna do some welding. I'm going to officially start welding new bars onto the car. That's a big deal for me. Got my relief cut welded up, all the plug welds welded, got her welded all the way around. They welded up really nice, boys. Tell you what, that lip weld, just welding on top of, welding something that's already slipped into something else, man, it is easy and it welds like butter. Plugs welded. Come on. Next thing's next. Going to slip that tube and that other tube right there over these. Over those. And then basically weld, this weld right here. I'll slide that tube up to that weld and then weld around that. So that way I might even leave a little gap. So that way I can really get that other tube welded to this sleeve, and then maybe even go around to the third time to weld, to fill in. Basically make a bevel out of two welds and then fill in between those with another weld. So that way both tubes are actually welded directly to the sleeve and then actually welded to each other. That's probably what I'm gonna do. It's probably the safest bet too. And then also plug welds on these other two. So we're getting there. So you see what I was talking about is leaving that little gap right there so I can weld this to the actual bar that's there. And once that's welded there, I'll go all the way around again. And then obviously I'll weld 1, 2, 3, 4 plug welds. And that's that. I'm now a chassis builder. Who thought it could be so easy, yet so hard and dirty and nasty. All right, so I'm at a stopping point for tonight because even that tube's really hot. They're pretty hot and I don't want to make them brittle or anything, and I still need to put another hole pass around here. I need to put another pass on that, and I still got plug welds to weld on the bottom of here. And I had a fan sitting on it for about 10 or 15 minutes, but fan wasn't really making that big of a difference because there's so much heat absorbed in the tubes right now, and I'm trying to keep them cool. That way my welds look nice. It doesn't make the moly brittle or anything like that. So I'm just gonna call it tonight because it's already late. So I'm gonna call it tonight. I got, like I said, one more pass on each of those, the final pass to fill everything in. And then my frame rails are as good as new. So that's it for tonight. And I got a couple hours in tonight. I'm gonna put, I've steadily been putting in an hour, and then now I'm graduated to 2 hours. Maybe we'll just graduate to working on it full time until it's racing when we go to Sick Week. Good night.